difficult to measure in monetary terms. Today is my first day of fame and fortune, Gade confidently declared to himself in the mirror. After leaving the academy, he found the carriage he had booked earlier and boarded it with his head held high. Today's birthday party was indeed grand. The entire street was jammed with horse-drawn carriages from one end to the other. Although the traffic jam made it impossible to move an inch, Gade was not angry, but rather pleased. The bigger the scene, the more advantageous it is for him. He could already picture the dumbfounded, idiotic looks on the faces of those spoiled brats who usually looked down on him, staring at his glamorous appearance. A slight smile crept onto his lips. Despite her popularity, Viscountess Angelina, setting aside her family background, was nothing more than a shallow, vain, and foolish woman in Gade's eyes. The Viscountess is arrogant about her unparalleled beauty and enjoys the superior feeling of being surrounded by enthusiastic men. She flirts with men all over the academy, but never accepts anyone's advances. Gade knew that this woman's ideal partner was actually a top-tier man, like Crown Prince Andre and Prince Jerome of the Kingdom of Infero. That's just wishful thinking. Although she was quite idiotic, she possessed a keen intuition unique to animals, knowing exactly what made her appealing to the men who pursued her, and happily used this to manipulate those stalker suitors. Gade was one of those who were manipulated. He hated the feeling of being fooled, and therefore he hated the woman. However, even if this woman is a pile of shit, she's a pile of shit that is rich in nutrients and greatly beneficial to his development. Everyone wants to get ahead, but only a few succeed. The reason is that some people avoid this kind of excrement like the plague, while others can chew on it with gusto. Gade only intended to use this woman as a stepping stone. Once he had climbed to a certain level, he would naturally cut ties with her and then find a way to jump onto a bigger and faster ship. Through observation, Gade discovered that about 80% of the people attending the banquet today were young men. Of the remaining 20% of women, 80% came with male companions. Women like Angelina Jolie, who enjoy being the center of attention among men, are generally not someone that many women can tolerate. Therefore, today's banquet can almost be seen as a selection banquet for the Viscount's daughter to choose her as a bride. The thought of choosing a concubine reminded Gade of the Crown Prince's concubine selection ball, which was a truly grand event. Unfortunately, those kinds of aristocratic gatherings were beyond his reach, no matter how hard he tried. But his foolish younger brother, Perseus, Gade was furious. Why wasn't he so lucky? Just as he thought of Perseus, Gade actually saw Perseus. Perseus, impeccably dressed like an elegant nobleman, was being led by the arm by the beautiful and charming Helen, who was as delicate as a rose. The two chatted and laughed, seemingly inseparable, as if they were the only people in the world, yet effortlessly won the attention of the entire audience. Even Gade, who hated Perseus the most, had no choice but to watch dumbfounded. Helen's beauty is already astonishing enough on her own, but when she's dressed up, she redefines beauty even more dramatically. This girl completely outshines the Viscountess in every way. She's someone Gade could never even dream of. But that good-for-nothing Perseus got it. The extreme psychological imbalance almost made Gade explode with anger on the spot. He wanted to turn around and leave immediately, never wanted to see Perseus's smug and hateful face again. However, he did not completely lose his mind. As they lined up to hand their invitations to the greeters, Gade remained silent and expressionless under their scrutinizing gaze. "Go in," the greeter said casually, as if he could tell at a glance that the man's background was insignificant. "Do I need a servant like you to remind me to go in?" Gade was internally screaming, but he still obediently went inside because the people behind him were impatiently urging him on. Upon entering the hall, it was already packed with people. The birthday girl, Miss Angelina, dressed in a pink tutu like a princess, sat there unwrapping gifts from the guests, enjoying the attention and company of everyone. Next to her was a large table, covered with a dazzling array of dishes. Just one glance was enough to make your eyes dazzled. Gade felt a chill run down his spine. He was too optimistic. Compared to these lavish gifts, his didn't seem particularly outstanding. Miss Angelina is very picky. When she receives a gift she likes, she will smile sweetly and thank the giver, then have the servants put the gift on the table to show everyone. The guest can then return to the crowd with a sense of satisfaction. If she was dissatisfied with something, she would thank the servant expressionlessly and then have the servant take the gift away. I don't know whether to throw in the storage room or the garbage dump. Then the guest could only blush with embarrassment and slink away early under the sympathetic or disdainful gazes of the crowd, completely too ashamed to stay any longer. That's comparable to a public execution. Gade was alarmed, and his expectations for his performance today plummeted. Even if he couldn't amaze everyone, he wouldn't be publicly humiliated like this, so he was relieved. Soon it was Perseus and Helen's turn. Gade cleared his mind of all distractions and focused intently on the scene. Angelina's eyes lit up the moment she saw Helen, and she stood up and quickly went to greet her. Her smile so saccharine it would be sickening even if you mixed it with 100 tons of mineral water. "Sister Helen, you're here." Despite being much older than Helen Keller, Angelina addressed her as older sister. "Happy birthday, Angie. My husband and I have prepared a small gift for you. We hope you like it." Helen's smile was also very sweet. "Miss Angelina, please accept this small gift." Perseus presented the box with both hands. "You must be my brother-in-law," Angelina asked with a smile. "You're quite the handsome man. No wonder Helen likes you so much. I was curious about you before and wanted to invite you for tea to chat." "Angie, I don't think that's necessary," Helen said with a kind smile. Angelina's face stiffened, and she quickly forced a smile. Yes, let's look at the gifts instead." Angelina excitedly opened the cardboard box, but the contents inside puzzled everyone. It wasn't some precious gemstone or exquisite jewelry, but rather two long-nosed pink elephants, whose appearance was indeed endearing and quite cute. As for the material, unlike gold and silver, it's somewhat like a gemstone, but it's opaque. Angelina reached out and touched it. It felt smooth and delicate, and also cool to the touch. "So beautiful," Angelina praised earnestly. "There's a special meaning behind this," N.A.N said with a soft laugh, covering her mouth. "What is the meaning behind this?" "This is called a partner, a mythical beast that can bring good fortune in marriage. As long as you place it at home, Miss Angelina, your true love will soon come to your door." Perseus smiled. "Oh dear," Angelina said shyly. "Brother-in-law, how could you say that in front of so many guests?" Upon hearing about a wonderful marriage, the majority of those present, mostly young people and single, immediately became interested. They whispered among themselves, their eyes fixed intently on the object in Angelina's hand. The atmosphere was quite lively. "Lord Perseus, we know about elephants, but how come we've never heard of such a wondrous animal as the elephant?" someone asked. "Oh, this is an auspicious omen that has been passed down in some countries in the south of the continent," Perseus replied with a smile. Everyone was full of praise. "Wow, Lord Perseus is truly learned. Wow, no wonder the Duchess of Romanthal has taken a liking to this man. Wow, I really want to have a boyfriend too." Angelina, who wasn't particularly happy about the gift that wasn't made of precious metals or gemstones, immediately perked up when she saw how much everyone present liked the object in her hand and proudly held it up for everyone to admire. Once everyone had seen it, she personally and solemnly placed the object in the most conspicuous position. This thing was casually sculpted by Perseus using earth elements. He didn't even need to spend a single copper coin. Seeing that Perseus had once again become the focus of everyone's attention, Gade was extremely unhappy. He wondered how he, being so much smarter than Perseus, could not have come up with such an ingenious idea. The gift-giving procession continued, and finally it was Gade's turn. Gade knelt on one knee without any affectation or pretension, and presented the gift with his most handsome smile, which he had practiced many times. "This is just a small token of my appreciation, my beautiful Viscountess Angelina." Angelina looked at Gade and frowned. Although she enjoyed being treated so formally by men, she could smell the unmistakable stench of poverty emanating from Gade. What decent gift can you give someone like that? Angelina accepted the gift box perfunctorily, opened it, and was instantly dumbfounded. Gade was overjoyed at the sight. He had given up hope that the gift would please the Viscountess, but to his surprise, she liked it so much. "Look, they love it so much they're speechless." Gade quickly gave his answer. "My dearest Viscountess, I hope this humble gift will not disgrace your beautiful face. I am Ged, eldest son of Earl Perrin." It implies that he is the next Earl Perron, but it's a pity that Alan was perfectly fine and suddenly passed away. Perseus truly never expected that this scoundrel could reach such an unprecedented and unparalleled level of depravity. "Count Perrin? What country is he from? I've never even heard of him." Angelina frowned, her face darkening. "Are you sure this is the gift you gave me?" Yes, yes. Gade had a vague feeling that something was wrong, but he could only grit his teeth and continue. Angelina, her breathing rapid, suddenly slapped Gade across the face and pointed at his nose, launching into a tirade of abuse. You shameless thief. This comb is the one I lost a week ago. It's my favorite comb. I've been looking everywhere for it. You stole it, and you dare to give it to me as a gift. Do you think I'm blind? Gade was stunned from the moment he received that slap. What thief? What exactly happened? Chapter 42, An Unexpected Confession. 11,000 words today, not for self-promotion. Stared at by countless strange gazes that seemed to burn through his back, Gade finally understood the situation. Angelina said the comb he bought for a lot of money originally belonged to her. More importantly, he was mistaken for a thief. Petty theft might be a trivial matter for ordinary people, but if a nobleman is branded with such a crime, he will never be able to recover in the imperial aristocracy for the rest of his life. All his previous fantasies of rising to prominence will vanish like bubbles. He will forever remain a rat that is cursed and reviled behind people's backs. This is more painful for him than killing him. Besides, he didn't steal anything, so why is he being treated like a thief? No, no, no. Gade turned pale and hurriedly tried to explain. Miss Viscount, you've misunderstood. I didn't steal it. I bought it in the antique street. This is clearly mine. Angelina's eyes widened in anger. Are you trying to say that I'm lying and framing you? No, no, that's not what I meant. Really, there must be some misunderstanding. Let's both calm down and sort out the whole thing. You big idiot. Caught red-handed. You still want to deny it. Don't say I'm wronging you. Lydia, Jenny, come here and see if this is my comb. Angelina called over two of her closest friends. The two girls looked closely and confirmed that it was undoubtedly the Viscountess's property. Originally, very few people present doubted Gade's innocence as an outsider, but now that the evidence is conclusive, Gade has become a despicable thief in their eyes. Then a flood of ridicule and sarcasm came, and someone even summoned the Feld family's guards. As soon as the guards arrived, Gade was immediately taken into custody. He tried to resist, but the burly guard slapped him hard across the face several times, making his head buzz and blood seep from the corner of his mouth. Gade was pinned to the ground like a dead dog, unable to move. The physical pain was secondary. It was the mocking and disdainful voices that made him even more anxious and restless. My blood flow accelerated throughout my body, and my temples throbbed. He was filled with resentment and hatred, wishing he could kill everyone present immediately, but he was powerless. As soon as the... No, no, that's not what I meant. Really, there must be some misunderstanding. Let's both calm down and sort out the